Is that crazy? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 2-in-1 video. We're doing part 2 of the celebrity inspired nails as well as reviewing the Apres Gel X system. I'm so excited to be trying a new system. The reason we're doing a 2-in-1 is because the kit that I got is the collaboration that Apres did with Jenny Bowie, and correct me if I mispronounced her name, but Jenny is also known as Cardi B's nail tech. So I figured, why not do a Cardi B inspired set? So we're gonna go over the products that I got and then let's get into it. Alright, so I got a couple things from Apres. This is, first of all, a dust bag on their packaging, which I think is like the coolest thing ever. And then you open it up and you get this, and that is stunning. Even like the zippers, I mean, this was expensive. In total, I did kind of a little shopping on their website. I spent about like $170, a little bit over. So I would expect nothing less. Let's open it and see what we get inside. So there's a couple layers to this. There's like protective padding. If we look in the back, there is kind of like a little pouch, some like directions. This is the cable for the light that we have here. I never use these lights, and you'll see in a second what we'll be using instead. But we do get a top coat. We do get the Extend Gel, which I've been excited to play with. We get a primer, and then we get a, just wait a minute. This is a dehydrator. So a dehydrator, a primer, and a file. And then you can take this out, and we have the tips. I'm so excited for these. Put this off to the side. So these tips are the XXXL soft gel stiletto tips. Oh my god, that is like a tongue twister. Let's open these up, and these are crazy looking. So let's zoom in. So these are super sculpted. I'm like kind of shook at the apex. Obviously, I mean, when you have something this long, you're gonna need that room for that. And this is the biggest size, and it does fit on my thumb. It does need a little squishing down, but I have big fingers. I got big old man hands. It looks like everything will fit pretty good today. All right, and I did want to compare them to some other full cover tips that I have. This is the Macart XXL full cover stiletto. This is the Apres. Then, if you look here, the Macart is a lot flatter than the Apres. So the other thing I got was the Apres Omega Mini Flashlight. This is the color Nude. I thought that was super pretty. But this thing is like powerful. And this is just mainly for flash curing your gel before you put it in your lamp. And I think this is great. I think this was about $20-something. The kit itself, I think, is like $150. And one thing I do want to say is, like, customer service wise, like, this shipped out so fast. Granted, it is an expensive kit. You can purchase just the tips if you don't want the entire thing. I think just like brand wise, especially in the pandemic, like Apres has kind of like figured it out, and it's definitely a company I'd be buying from again. So yeah, I think I'm really impressed with everything that has shown up and like how fast it's shown up. So yeah, I'm so far really happy, and now we can just start to play around with it. So the design I think I'm gonna do today is, if you follow Cardi B on Instagram, you know that she has probably one of the largest Birkin collections ever. And I wanna do a design inspired by one of her Birkins, more specifically the Camouflage Birkin that she has. I think that's so unique and cool, and personally it's like one of my dreams to have a Birkin. So we're gonna be doing that today. We'll be doing a little bit of gel art, but now I think we can just start playing around with the kit. So you are looking at my natural nails, and as you can see, there's a little bit of damage on them. This was the hand I did acrylic on, and part of the reason why I don't do acrylic is because it seriously will damage my nails just because it's not as flexible and soft as polygel. So, you know, I've let it heal. It's good. We're good to go to, you know, put stuff on it. But we are going to do a little bit of prep. I kind of took care of my cuticles a little bit earlier, but I do need to rough up my nails. The reason I'm not doing my like protective base coat is because it's a new system. I want to try it out to its fullest, and they did give me some little directions that I want to follow. So we'll start with that real quick. Alright, so I went and just filed them with a fine sanding band. And the first step, it says, is to use the primer. Nope, I'm wrong. So the first step, it says, is to use the bonder, which is a dehydrator. See if it has a strong smell. It smells like dehydrator. I will say the smell is not like that strong. I know the gelish one, which I normally use, is like a lot stronger smelling. So that's a plus if you're sensitive to that. Then it says using the primer. All right, and it says the next step is to use the Extend Gel kind of as like a base coat. Oh, whoa, that is thick. Okay, that is super thick. I kind of love that. I mean, it's basically builder gel in a bottle, which I've never used. But it says you can use it as like a base coat. So, let's see here. Okay, and then cure that. Let's see if it heats up. Oh yeah. I got a little bit of a heat spike. Granted, my nails are thin, but be careful with that. So I got that on. There is a tacky layer that you need to wipe off, so we're just gonna wipe that off with some alcohol and paper towel. So one thing I'm noticing is there is a sticky, like it's sticky, but I have wiped it off with alcohol and a paper towel, but it's still like sticky after that. That one not as much, but that's something I noticed. So I don't know if you could build a whole nail out of this Extend Gel, but that's just something I found interesting. All right, so I got all my fingers done, and I will say, like, it is gel, and that heat spike hits. I tried to kind of like make it a little bit better by using this before I put it in the lamp, but it was still hot. And it does say apply a thin coat. I find that hard to do with like sticky gel like that because it all wants to stick together. That might just be something I need practice with. But moving on, now we're just gonna size out our tips. All right, so I have my tips sized out. Now I've heard that you don't need to etch the insides of these and that you can just use the primer to do that. However, I don't fully trust that, and so I am gonna etch the inside of them. So I have those all etched, and this I guess is just the part where we start to stick them on. I have my light on next to me, my little Omega light, and it's just on for when we are gonna be flash curing things. So, ooh. we're putting that in there. And I guess the tricky part is like knowing if you've got enough. These have such a high apex and it makes me nervous because I don't want any bubbles in there. Okay, she is on. I guess we can continue. That was easy enough. I think I did a little too much on that first one, so I want to be careful with the second one. Okay. Ooh, that might be a little crooked, but I think we can fix that. Stilettos are really easy to fix if you make them a little bit crooked. One thing I can't wait to do with these tips itself is kind of break away from the system and use like polygel with them. I think that would just open the doors for a lot of creativity. And like holding it down is hard. Really hard to get them straight. It's like slightly crooked. I'm gonna ignore it. Okay, so I got the first 5 on, and it was a little challenging, but I think I found a good system that works. So what I have is my little light here, and then once I put the gel on, I just turn it on and hold it in front of it, and that way I can hold it down and kind of angle it. What I am gonna do is take my e-file and just kind of clean up the cuticles, because we did get a little bit of gel that spilled out over the edges, and I just want to clean that up. Alright, so I went and cleaned those up a little bit. Now we're just gonna buff the surface of these, and I will say these are sturdy. Like they're a little flexible here, but like they are not going anywhere. So that's nice. But I am just gonna get a buffing block here and just buff the shine away so that we can put some polish on there. Alright, and I am going to take the file that they gave me, and I want to just kind of clean up the edges. If you notice around the tip of it, it kind of like rounds out. I prefer to have my stilettos to be like super sharp. Some people don't. So I am just going to fix that, and it's going to also kind of allow me to fix anything that might be a little crooked. Sometimes the way I file, I feel like I'm accidentally throwing up gang signs, and I am so sorry if I am. Alright, I got that done really easy, and so the Birkin that I'm inspired by is Cardi B's Camouflage Birkin. I've never done like a camouflage design, but I pulled out a couple colors. So I have 3 McCart ones and then 1 gelish one. The gelish is just black. I have this color changing, it's called Sunsetter. So it starts off as this like green, and when you heat it up, if it'll show, it turns into a yellow. I think that'll cause some nice variation. I have a brown and then kind of a tan. This is Brownie from the Femi Beauty collection, and this is Cookie, also from the Femi Beauty collection. And then I did this cute little McCart palette that they sent out in their mystery boxes for this past month, which I think is super cute. So I do want to put some of these colors on here. And if you're wondering what these little butterflies are, they are on McCart's website. Instead of using swatch sticks, you can like have these little rings that you can just stick on there and paint, which I think is super cute. I'm also glad that I finally have like a palette. I've been using like a yogurt lid for so long. So to have this is nice. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I saw Emily Susanna do this once where she took the bottom of a brush, which was just round, which this brush is super cool. This is a Sabiland brush where you just kind of flip it and it like, you can store it like that, which I think is super fun. She kind of just used the bottom of the brush as like a giant dotting tool. So I think I'm just gonna try to do that. And then I think after each color, I'll just cure that. Okay, there's the first one. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm gonna try doing a base color and then doing the dots. It might make that a little bit neater. So first, I really love this greenish yellow. So we'll do a layer of that. Okay, that might be a little hard to see. Okay, that one's looking a bit better. So I think the base coat kind of helps. So we'll continue on just kind of doing that. Alright, so I kind of got the pattern all good. I love the way the green kind of fades into that yellow. Camouflage is a surprisingly hard pattern to do for something that's just random splotches. But so far, I think it's turning out pretty cool. I'm gonna go do this hand and I will be right back. So this is what we have so far. It's a little messy, but I'm kind of loving it. Camouflage is like surprisingly hard. I think this might be my favorite finger, but I do want to top coat these. I want to use a matte top coat. However, I don't have a matte top coat. I like ran out. So I have a little like cheaty way of doing it, of where you take a regular top coat and then just buff the shine away from it. So we're just gonna use the non-white top coat that came with the kit, and we'll do a decent layer on all of the nails. Alright, and this is the final look. I think these turned out awesome. I haven't put my cuticle oil on yet because the matte effect will kind of just fade away the second you do that. But I will go do that now. Alright, I'm so happy with the way that these turned out. Kit-wise, I think it's fun. Definitely a learning curve. Different gel, different shaped tips. Something you're gonna have to get used to. One thing I did notice and didn't mention was that the top coat was a bit thin. If you like a thin top coat, then that's great. Personally, I like a thicker one. You can hide all the kind of lumps from the gel but I think it did a great job. I think the little light is awesome. That's super helpful. You do get a mini lamp, so you can kind of prop that up to help you with putting on the nails, but they definitely give you everything that you need. Price-wise, it's expensive, around 150 bucks for that, but the quality is there, especially from everything from the shipping speed to the stuff that you get. And they have different options too, so if you're not looking to do some crazy long nails, then you can definitely kind of make your own kit. So I think it's great. I had a lot of fun. Definitely think the vibe of Cardi B's Birkin came across on these. Hopefully one day I'll have one to match. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas for the next celebrity-inspired video, definitely let me know. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.